Next question. Front row down here.
Jim Uttershaw, Observer. Jimmie, I'm sure you, like everyone else in the sport, at some point has heard people joke kind of behind the back of people being placed on double secret probation and so forth. Now with the fines that have come out that weren't announced to people for saying things detrimental to the sport, do you think that kind of fosters or plants the seed of doubt in people who are watching, that perhaps what they're seeing or what they're hearing about what's going on isn't exactly what's taking place?
Man, living it like I do, everything that NASCAR does from a competition side is above board and out there and open in front of everyone to look at and to pay attention to and form opinions on and report on, and all the things that makes our sport the circus that it is. I don't feel that any of that's ever been in jeopardy, and I've heard things in the past, and then I hear things about my team and what goes on and know how ridiculous it is and how high of a standard our team is held to. And sometimes people still think, oh, well, it's the 48 and they cut them some slack. BS. I mean, our car is looked at more often and is more scrutinized than any other car in this garage area. And we know that, and we live by that. So stuff that can slide through on other cars at HMS do not happen on the 48. Our car will have to go back through tech and be looked at again. So with all of that in mind, I don't think that there's anything there for the fans or anyone to worry about. I look at this being a private matter and think that it's actually a good thing. The fact that they went to the drivers that they didn't like what they were saying and penalized them and fined them and talked to them about the comments they made and how it could hurt our sport was good. I don't think that it's good to have everything out in the press, because all we continue to do is focus on negative things time and time again, and the circus builds around it and goes on and on and on. And I think that they had a great attempt to handle this behind closed doors, and some things should be kept from the media. There are things that should take place between NASCAR and the teams and NASCAR and the drivers that isn't public knowledge. That's, if it's held in the light that it's good for our sport, then I have no problems with it. And on the competition side, everything's out in the open and has always been that way, and these two are separate instances, in my opinion.
As a quick follow-up, if that were really the case, though, how would we wouldn't all be talking about it right now?
That'd be awesome. We have so many other good things to talk about in our sport. Why is this even an issue? I mean, at the end of the day, NASCAR was doing everything they could to not have drivers slam their sport, because we've all seen that the comments the drivers make instantly and immediately impact the fans and how they're involved in our sport. So NASCAR is just trying to help us not hurt ourselves. I mean, we're all walking around with loaded guns shooting ourselves in the foot from time to time, and they're just trying to take that gun away.
Next question. Skip's got one right here.
Jimmie, I did that program story with you in May, your most memorable win at New Hampshire. Now you've won another race. The one in June replaced the one in 02 where you had everybody riding on the hood of your car.
That's still the one.
Still the one.
That answers from that, yeah.
Good, I don't have to rewrite anything.
Perfect.
Thank you.
See, saving you time.
Save you time.
Question right here.
Mike Muller. I want to go back to what you just said. I wasn't quite sure I understood what you said. Are you blaming the media for making something out of this thing that shouldn't be made out of? This $50,000 fine? And
I don't think I said that.
Well,
I think that's your interpretation.
No, what were you trying to say about that? I'm trying to clear. Because Tony was just in here blaming the media for the small crowds. I don't know.
Either way, I think we all have the ability to, if it's a driver or media, what the stories are and you report on. And now I'm getting sucked into Tony's comments, which I don't even want to begin getting sucked into that. But I think at the end of the day, it's not a bad idea for NASCAR to pull some guys aside and say, hey, look, shut up, okay? And the fact that you're being an idiot and you're saying things that are hurtful to the sport, we're going to penalize you. I don't see that being a problem, because now we've uncovered something, and there's this whole negative impression that's going to hit and has been out there amongst our fans that there's something secretive going on. That's bad. I mean, at the end of the day, that leaves people with a bad impression of the sport, and that's really what I was getting at. So I think that whoever the drivers were, it'd be great if they just didn't say anything and really listened to what was being told to them and the actions that were there and moved on, because it was supposed to be quiet for a reason, and now it's turned into something negative and is bad for not only those drivers but NASCAR and the sport, and now the fans have this question mark in their head, what's going on. So, and in other sports leagues, there's all kinds of things that go on where they're talking to their players, and this is no different than that.
Next question. Somebody have one, I thought. Maybe not. Back in the back, right behind you there. We'll maybe make this the last one. Go ahead.
Dave Smith from T102 Radio. Let's talk about Pocono for a change. We have 3 different corners. Which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite?
It really just boils down to which one your car is the fastest in, and then the other one's the slowest. And at times I've had turn 1 be a really difficult corner to get through, and then that would be my least favorite. And then when turn 1 seems to be right, or wrong, I should say, when turn 1 is wrong, turn 3 is usually right. So those two flip-flop each other, and the tunnel is a lot of fun to get through. The handling of your race car isn't ideal there all the time, but it's a fun corner to drive through at least.
Jimmie, thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate all you do with your charity, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.